Sup players, and welcome to this video. I'm SecTCG, and in today's video we're going to take another look on the King of Games series. I'm sorry guys that there has been a little bit of a delay on this, but as I said in my most recent video, you probably know why. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this. So in today's video, it's me against my friend once again. And in this video, as you can see on the title and thumbnail, we are basically playing very old school decks. I'm playing a form of Yugi deck. It's specifically only with the use of cards that I know that he used in the Dark Side of the Dimension movie. Plus some other Yugi cards like the Gadget monsters, because he did not use the original Gadget monsters in the Dark Side of the Dimension movie. And yeah, and my opponent here is playing a Fiend Pile deck, basically based around the Bakura and the Merrick archetype, those kind of cards. So that's also why that my opponent summoned out Dark Geroid here. I will say I always love to make these types of videos, and yeah. I'm also playing the Slifer the Skytrang in my deck here, and I also did draw it. I believe that I drew it, or else it was added to my hand somehow. I know that. I believe that the video will give me the hints. So basically, what you can see here, I believe it's yellow gadget that I've summoned out. That you can see just in the top of the video here. I'm sorry for the camera angle here. But yeah. And here my opponent had summoned out Drelago, which is a really cool monster. I love the artwork of the old school cards here, guys. I'm just a sucker for those artworks. I'm saying that. So yeah. And basically here I set a monster, and I believe it's the Marsh Macaron card, which is a really good card, I will say. I really love the design and also the effect of it, because it protects you from direct attacks when it's destroyed. It is a once per turn effect though, but still, it does still protect you from direct attacks, because it summons two copies of itself from the deck and or graveyard and hand, I believe. If I remember correctly, I can't remember if it actually is Marsh Macaron, but yeah. And here it's actually funny, because my opponent does have Spirit Reaper on his side of the field. It cannot be destroyed by battle. So that's the reason for why I just swung into it with my green gadget. Just for entertainment purpose and just for fun. Alright, so my opponent here swaps his Drelago to attack and passes turn, I believe. And yeah. I can't remember what I actually did set in the corner, in the top of the corner, because again, we cannot see those specific cards. And yeah, I believe that I basically just passed turn here after setting a monster or changing the battle position of Red Gadget here. Alright, so my opponent here has tributed, I believe he tributed one of his monsters here. I believe it was the Dark Geroid that he tributed to summon out Legendary Fiend, and also here he summoned out Dive-Bound Colonel, which I will say is a really cool card. I love the artwork, plus I love the effect. And now here I activate the trap card, Magician's Defense. So when I control a spellcaster, that is also what I believe that I do have. I remember now. In the corner, guys, I do have Silent Magician, which is a monster that requires that I need to tribute one spellcaster monster to special summon her. She will gain 500 attack points for each card in my hand. So it is a big monster, I will say. Plus, when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, I can special summon any Silent Edition monsters that I want, ignoring summoning conditions. And I also believe that I do have the Silent Magician. Yeah, I do have the Silent Magician level 8 in my hand. So yeah. Also, I activated the trap card Dimension Reflector, which basically burns my opponent for a ton of damage, I would say. I believe it were a pretty big amount of damage. But basically, guys, here, and that is also what I love about the rules that we're playing with, that all monsters does have summoning sickness, but but yeah. And also, guys, the reason for why I can just say it now, but the reason for why I'm actually a little bit why I'm holding a little bit back, it's not because that I'm scared of the different cards, but I kind of know most of the cards that I'm having in those decks, because all decks that we are using in this series, except for episode 1, those are my decks. I've built those decks and I know every single card basically. I know most of the engine that are in the different decks. And I thought it could be fun to actually do this, which is because it's kind of Yugi versus Marik slash Bakura. So it's kind of like a anime duel rematch kind of situation. But basically it's Yugi from Dark Side of the Dimension that is dueling instead of normal Yugi from Duel Monsters. But yeah, basically I will say, yeah, and here I normal summon out Celtic Guardian of Noble Arms, and he allows me to special summon out Celtic Guardian from my hand. And the reason for why I saved him is because that when I top deck Celtic Guardian, I can summon out him. So now that will grant me 2 monsters instead of only getting 1 monster, which is pretty nice. I really love that about it. Alright, so I can't remember. Yeah, it was Morphing Jar, I believe, that came on the field. And yeah, here I actually got to see Slife the Sky Dragon. So basically, all the 4 lower monsters are going to be summoned. And now Marsh Macaron's effect activates, giving me 2 copies of itself to my field, which allows me to get a little bit more of a defense. And I will say, guys, the reason for why I'm also playing very defensive in this video is because that I do have a setup for a OTK combo, basically. Yugi did the same combo against Aigami in Dark Side of Dimension, and I really love the combo that you can make of it. You just need to make sure that you actually have life points enough, because in the movie, you will not take any damage. Which is kind of weird, actually, to think about that. They're that big of a difference, but I guess that is just how they've decided to make the movie. Also because that you basically need something really funny to, to make the movie interesting. And I'm just moving some cards, so yeah, that's the noise that you can hear in the background here. Because right now, I'm actually, in the current moment here, guys, I'm actually counting as many bold cards that I do have. So far, I actually have counted to around 11,000 cards, which that is wild. And I'm not even halfway there with all of my boxes. So that's crazy, actually. But yeah, basically, guys, all of this allowed me to, and I also feel like that the funny thing is about this, that most of the times when I make these duels, I always, kind of lose the duels. And it's not on purpose. It's just like how much can you actually, get onto the field. I will say, how much damage can you do? Because I believe that, yeah, here I believe that I do have Magic Cylinder, but I basically have also Dark Horizon, and here my opponent um negates the card. I can't remember what he did. But basically I believe that he negated it somehow. I can't remember how. I believe it might be Dark Bribe, which allows me to just draw one card, but still my effect is negated. But any anyway, I did also have Magic Cylinder here, so yeah, it's kind of. I do have a couple of options here. I can't remember what I have had said also here. I had a lot of different things. But yeah. Also, I do have another deck profile in mind that I want to make. The that will probably not, if not the next episode, then it will be the episode after, that I will be using a pretty fun deck. It's mostly OTK deck line and stuff like that. But yeah, here he destroys my Mouse Macaron, and yeah, and keep in mind, guys, Deerbound Colonel, okay, um, comes back every single standby phase of my opponent. The next standby phase after it's summoned. So basically, that's a problem for me. Plus, we do have Boganian that is also burning me for 600 points every time, and I've also taken a couple of heavy hits. First of all, from Mask Beast Desgarius. Desgarius, I believe is the name. And yeah, I mirror forced him, and now a couple of effects kicks in. First of all, Mask Beast Desgarius allows him to take control of one of my monsters by equipping the Mask of Cursed Bindings, Mask of Darkness, something. So yeah, and also he do have Dark Necrophilia. So he do have a couple, a couple of, a couple of things that he can do. I'm sorry, guys. I just thought about something funny that I could have done, but yeah. Um, basically, guys, at this time around, I would basically have had a Slifer the Sky Dragon with, I believe, 3 to 4,000 attack points. And I will say, whenever I make these voiceovers, I always think about the I think about the different things that I can do after, and I always catches myself making a mistake that I obviously can play around. So yeah, I also love to see this, just a bunch of big monsters, and then I only have a magician girl, which is funny just to think about. Yeah, but anyways, guys, I did also get my Magician out on the field. And yeah, and I swap Chocolate Magician Girl to defense position because now I feel like that she's not going to be the best option now to have an attack. Plus, I believe that around this time I only have like 26 to 28 points back to play with. So yeah. And here I also do have Thousand Eyes destroying his Boganian. But well, in the end, Boganian does come back, and yeah, it is kind of crazy about the different fact about that there's so many different cards, and also old school cards, and that is basically what I love most about all of this. And now we do have Big Eye here, which is um it allows him to look at the top 5 cards and put them in any order, and it can be anything. Like in each of these decks, there are 6 cards, so it can be anything. And I know in that deck, there's a lot of old school cards, so yeah, it can be anything that he puts back there. But yeah, now Diabond is there, and he removes the tag, and I activate the card Shift, allowing me to target my Chocolate Magician Girl to lose attack instead, so my opponent won't run over Dark Magician with cards like Big Eye, as an example, or with the Gold Gadget that he had taken control over. And I also believe that here we do talk about the fact that if Dark Necrofear hits the graveyard again, he can take control over another monster or a new monsters, which is why I'm not attacking into Gold Gadget basically. But here I activate Chocolate Magician's Girl's effect, discarding one spellcaster, Dark Magician Girl here, which also um it basically allows me to draw a card, but it also sets up for a later gameplay, which I can use. I can utilize that because I can basically say Chocolate Magician Girl effect to summon back Dark Magician Girl and change the attack target to that. And yeah. I kind of don't know what Oh yeah, and my opponent also, the reason why Dark Magician left the field is because now my opponent did activate Sakuratsu Armor, destroying Dark Magician. So that's the reason for why Gold Gadget wasn't destroyed, and yeah. Just just so everybody is on the same page here, so everybody knows what is going on here. But yeah. And now my opponent has switches Gold Gadget to attack position, and I believe that he's around the time where he basically just wants to end this duel. Which I will say I can't blame him. I can't blame him. And I believe that yeah, this card is Electromagnetic Turtle, which does have 2,000 defense points. And here I set another monster. I can't remember quite what it is. I believe it's the silent um silent the giant soldier of stone, I believe. Silent Soldier of Stone. I can remember it. The Yugi card which has 1,300 attack and 2k defense, and yeah, it is. I believe it's named Silent Soldier of Stone. But yeah, this basically allows me to have a little bit of defense against my opponent here. And here my opponent activates the Field Spell Dark Sanctuary, allowing him, if he does have Destiny board, to use his monster zones instead. And here I tribute 2 monsters to summon something, I believe. Or I can't remember what happened here actually. Did my opponent just destroy my monsters? Maybe. And I also believe, guys, that at this point around, my opponent did have Monster Reborn, and he did reborn back the what's it called, Volcanian monster. So he might have that on the field right now. I can remember it, guys. But as we can see, he does have a monster card in the top corner. So yeah. And here I summon out Blackluster Soldier in Way of the Beginning. And basically, yeah, here my opponent does remove 1800 points from Blackluster, and I'm going to um yeah, I believe that I did pass turn, or I can't remember what I did. But yeah, basically he attacks over my monster and negates my thing. So yeah. And now he activates Black Pendant, allowing him to boost his gold gadget, I believe. I believe that he did boost his gold gadget here. And now I activate Source of the Revealing Light and set the monster. I can't remember what I actually did set here, but I guess we will figure out eventually. So yeah. And here I top deck Palladium Oracle Mahat, allowing him to summon himself, which I will say that is a really cool effect. Because that also allows him to revive back Dark Condition if that monster would be destroyed. And I will say I love that about some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Because now he is back on the field, so yeah. That is really awesome to have those kind of card effects. But yeah, I basically set another card here. And I will say this, guys, I did not get access to the combo, but yeah, you win some, you lose some. So yeah. And basically here, guys, at this time around, I'm really low in life points. I believe that I only have like 1100 points left, which I will say it's not enough. It's not enough to basically win the duel. But I believe that my opponent also have like 13 or 1600 points left. I can't remember, guys, 100%. But yeah, I just know that our life points are really close to each other. And here I pass turn to my opponent, and he summons back Diabound. And yeah, he can't, you know, he cannot attack. I don't know why I were about to speak British there, but yeah. Um, and yeah, basically here I activate Exchange, and I steal his whatever I stole, and he steals Slifer the Sky Dragon. And basically, I set the monster that I took from him here. We can basically see that there. And yeah, now it's back to him, and he's going to remove attack. And now he tributes 3 monsters to summon out Slifer. And I will be losing 500 points here because Black Pendant were equipped to. I believe that Black Pendant were equipped to Gold Gadget, wasn't he? Or is it just me that is thinking about something else? It might be, it might not be. I don't know yet, guys. We're getting that in a second. So yeah. Yeah, yeah. It were equipped to Gold Gadget. So now I will lose 500 points, sitting, giving me the total of yeah, a couple of things. And now I activate 1,000 Knives. Um, I believe it were Magician of Faith that I stole from my opponent here. And yeah, at this point around, guys, even though that I did destroy Slifer the Sky Dragon here with 1,000 Knives, because this version does not it's not unaffected by card effects. So yeah, and cannot be and it can be targeted. So yeah, except for the turn that it's summoned. So yeah. But yeah, basically here, guys, I believe that I'm attempting to go into battle phase. Um, but yeah, basically here, guys, I don't have that many things left to, basically defend myself with. And I can't remember what I actually destroy with Mystical Space Typhoon that I'm activating in just a second. I'm sorry that I'm um predicting the future. I don't know. I can remember what I destroyed. I destroyed. Yeah, I just destroyed a random card. But basically, it's everything for this video, guys. I lose the duel here because I don't have enough life points. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.